How you doing? 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 Listen, today is July 24th, 2021. You know what? This would have been my buddy, Kelvin Martin, 50 Cent. This would have been his birthday. He'd have been 57 years old. And right now is, guess what? I guess the question I like to pose, was it worth, him dying at an early age? Getting rich, die trying. Because that was his mantra. That was his main saying. I'ma get rich, I'ma die trying. Was it worth it? And folks, if you sit back and think about it, it wasn't worth it. What's worth dying, period, but what's worse than dying at a young age? 50, Kelvin 50 Cent Martin died, guess what, like I say, at the age of 23. What was worth it? He was out there robbing, stealing, got into the drug game, okay, got some bodies on his belt. But guess what? Once again, what would he be doing? Oh, if I had the opportunity to ask him that question, was it worth it? I'm pretty sure he would have told me, no, it was not worth it. If he was still alive today, he would have told me, you know what, bro? None of that stuff, the same thing I'm saying, none of that stuff was worth it. Right now is, guess what? I think at the time he had 2 kids. And he got to see one. I don't think he got to see the other one. And there's no telling how old his kid is now. Okay, his children. How old his children is now? Do he got grandkids? See, that's the difference, folks. When you out there and you doing so many different things and you living that life of a lie, you live in fantasy island life, guess what? You're going to miss out all those golden years. You're going to miss out on life. Even right now, here it is. I'm sitting back and it's hot and humid climate. Sweating I'm sweating like nonstop. But you know what? I'm free. I'm alive. And you know what? Here it is. I learned from my mistake. So even though, like I told you, with me and 50, even towards the end, we start having our little problems. He tried to set me up to be murdered. And folks, people don't understand that. Like, well, if that's your man, how did he set you up or try to set you up to get murdered? Because once again, just because somebody start out being your friend, that don't mean they continue to be your friend. What's going to happen is people are going to trade you in for the street. People are going to turn away from you and betray you for the love of the street and for that green United States currency all the time. And that's why I quick to tell people, okay, Ramel Allah built on original 50 being his student. Okay, but the difference is people do not understand, like I said right now, I love the brother. And the difference is right now is a thin line between love and hate. And all of us that came up in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, we got caught out there. We got caught out there because what we did is we got caught up into that fake life, that fake lifestyle. Because if somebody have more than what we have, guess what? You think they're fortunate. You think they got it like that. I can remember leaving Bedford-Stuyvesant. When we moved from Bedford-Stuyvesant, moved to Cypress Hill houses. And you know what? You have Linden Plaza. Linden Plaza was a high rise. And then I'm talking about several miles, down, you had Starlight City. And for some reason, we as the kids that grew up in the project, we thought that people that live in Linden houses and Starlight City was doing better than us. So chances are, guess what happened? We wanted to go after them. When we was coming up and you robbing people from Linden Plaza. You robbing people from Starlight City because we think they got more than what we have, not knowing they barely making it themselves. So even back then, like I say, to me, when we was coming up, we was lost, dumb individuals that we needed to find ourselves. And don't get me wrong, like I did a piece not too long ago, we got to be mindful of our action. Because once again, only thing we was doing, following the blueprint for the older guy that was before us. We was following their blueprint, robbing, stealing, burglarizing, selling drugs, shooting. You know what? Because once again, monkey see, monkey do. And we have to stop that. We have to let these kids know it's more to life. It's more than life than that criminal mentality. It's more than life than trying to hustle off the land. Even Even right now, sit back and think about what is a hustle. It's all type of hustle, folks. It's all type of hustle. All men and women enriching their own thoughts and ideals, but it's up to us to put into effect. Even right now, a lot of people think they feel they can't get a job. Why you can't get a job? Right now, these days and time, they're hiring like crazy. Even if you couldn't get a job, even if you had prior felonies and that was holding you back, guess what? It's all about being creative. It's all about developing, getting a game plan, getting your own cleaning service. It's all about, to me, like I try to tell people years ago, when I first got out of jail, I told these folks, I'm not going back. I'm telling them face to face, I'm not going back. I told them, I said, look, I don't care if I have to go around collecting aluminum cans. GLAZE GIBBS is not going back to jail. So from my understanding, U.S. Marshal, United States Probation Officer, they went downstairs and they lied. They laughed. They laughed their behind off. Why they laughed their behind off? Because they said, look at this. This dude is a career criminal. He don't know nothing else. He don't have no real education. He don't have no job skill, no training. He don't have anything. So like they say, one of them gave me 45 days to last before I head back to the prison. The other folks gave me 90 days before I held back to prison. And I told them, I said, look, I don't care if I have to go around collecting aluminum cans. I know within a 9-month to 12-month period, I can collect me, 1 million to 1.5 million aluminum cans. Do the math. Times 5 cents. If it's 1 million can, it's $50,000. If it's 1.5 million can, it's $75,000. That's how determined I was. Sometime right now, what we have to understand, folks, when you start thinking you're too good to do certain things, guess what? That's where you fail. I never thought I was too good to do anything. If I had to go around to collect cans to survive as a hustle of my way of getting an income, guess what? That's what I would do. That's what I would do. And to me, even though, like I say right now, today would have been, the late Kelvin 50 Cent Martin. Today would have been his 57th birthday. And what I'm saying, if he was still alive, what would he have been saying? What was his mindset would have been? Okay? If he was still alive, I like to think that me and him would be sharing this platform, having a heart-to-heart conversation, having a face-to-face conversation, talk about where did we went wrong. Okay? Talk about what type of health issue that we had from upstairs, from a mental standpoint. Because once again, we grew up in an environment, trauma was all over. We was traumatized. We was traumatized. We had PTSD and we didn't even know it. And a lot of us, and a lot of these kids these days in time still have that, but the difference is they're not getting no help. Where's the help? Okay, how can you get help for something if you don't even know you got something? You think it's normal. It's not normal, folks. It's not normal by a long shot. It's not normal. And the difference is right now is what we have to do is learn to understand ourselves. Learn to understand what make us tick. What make us do some of the things that we are doing. What changing our mood swing. What causing the chain reaction. Okay? Why are we becoming an emotional critic? I still have PTSD from seeing bad things. People don't understand that. Right now I got a lot of trauma in my life from being a kid. Every time I got my butt whipped, okay? From being a kid, running up and down Bedford-Stuyvesant, no blocks. I remember one time right now being 5, 6 years old. I'm running at full speed, and I fell. And right now my head hit the concrete. And let me see, where's that? Right here, right there, right there. A big piece of glass went through there and blood was everywhere. I blacked out. That was only in the beginning, folks. That was only the beginning of what my life was going to be consist of. Did I knew I need help then? No. Did my moms knew I need help then? No. It's like every time I used to get upset and I get angry and I didn't care, I black out. And every time I black out, I always did something that I lived to regret. And folks, PTSD, trauma is real. And the difference is the living condition that we are under. Look at New York City. New York City is almost like a sardine can. New York City is, you know what New York City really is? And folks, don't take it the wrong way, my New York City folks. Don't take this the wrong, New Yorkers, do not take this the wrong way. But it's like right now is being on a crowded A train, you know what I'm saying, early in the morning or in the evening, rush hour, and watch how everybody's jam-packed everybody's jam-packed. That's how it is like with those projects, man. I'm just saying, we on top of each other. Everybody on top of. It's no privacy. It's no space. We all in each other's face. We all in each other's space. We don't got it like this. Fresh air. You know, right now, I don't even know how far the next human being is away from me right now. I don't know. I don't see nobody in sight. I can hear the cricket in the background. I can hear other sound in the background. But the difference is peace and tranquility. But when you grow up in an urban environment, okay, like the cities, like the metropolitan area, in Detroit, in New York, in Chi-Town, in California, in Texas, and all over, and you on top of each other, and you got poverty to add insult to injury, we are in real, real trouble. When you are black and you are poor, you are in real trouble. And guess what? That's the difference, like I say, with a guy like 50 Cent. Sit back and think about it. He already had a problem. His problem is he was short. He was short all his life. So he had a little man complex to start off with. Look at all the people that you know that's short and got little man complex. They always going to do something extraordinary to try to make themselves be seen and known, to get people off of them. And you know what? Probably that was his major. That's how he started. Probably because he being a little one in his class. Okay, just because I'm the little one in my class, that don't mean nothing. Nobody gonna take advantage of me. So it's almost similar to, like I say, I still haven't watched Power Book 3, Raising of Canaan. And right now is, like I told people, if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll check it out. Even right now is who those characters is based upon. Even the guy Unique. Who's Unique? Is Unique, you know, say like right now, he got all these characters all in one. Only person that I know that had a BMW that was bulletproof down was Gerald Prince Miller. That's the only person I knew that was in the game. Besides Secret Service when they protecting the president. Okay, but once again, when I was telling you, okay, from my understanding that show, Kanan's supposed to have got jumped. And when he got jumped, he went home. And when he went home, his mom got in his behind because he told her that these guys jumped him. So basically what I guess, they got batteries, put the battery in the socks, and he went out there and he started welling these guys out. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, welling them out with the socks. So, okay, cool. Don't get me wrong. You can look at that picture in two different ways. You know what the mom is trying to do? She don't want her son to be a victim of circumstance. But then again, did she create a predator? Did she create a monster? Those are some of the things that you got to sit back and you got to think about, folks. Sometime right now is our parent can be our biggest supporter or our worst enemy. Because once again, here it is, what she should have did as a parent. Go back out there with her kids. You know what I'm saying? Out there with her son. When she went out there with her son, hey, guys, come here. All y'all knuckleheads, come here. Bobby, Jimmy, Tommy, come here. Come here now. Okay? Here it is. This is my son, Kanan. Okay? Y'all guys, I'm talking about y'all couldn't give him a fair one-on-one. Y'all had to jump him. What's wrong with y'all guys, man? We all here together. Nobody's no better than each other. So we all here together. The difference right now is, guess what? This is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to apologize to my son right now. Apologize to him. Okay? And right now, y'all better not never do that BS again. Because the next time y'all do that BS or whatever, you ain't going to have to worry about him. You're going to have to worry about me. And right now is, guess what? So it's like right now, folks, listen, that could have been handled in different ways. And guess what? Those little kids, those little midget still would have got the message. And that's what people do not understand. It's not about what we say, it's how we say. If she'd have went out there, Tommy, Bobby, Mike, come over here, please. Okay, listen, I understand y'all just jumped Kanan. That's not right, guys. Y'all can't be jumping on Kanan. Kanan is just like y'all guys. Right now, we ain't no better than y'all. We all here together. So sit back and think about it. Right now, she could come with that little soft approach. They gonna look at her like she retarded. They not gonna respect that. These characters, man, get the hell out of here. They might call her out her name. So the difference is right now, when you come at them, you gotta come at them. You can't come at them like a kitten can. Meow. You gotta come out there like a ferocious lion. Ruh. Listen, y'all ever do something like that to my son again, you're gonna have hell to pay. The difference is right now, sometimes you have to give them tough love. Because when you come with that gentle approach, they don't respect that. And it's bad, but it's real. But like I was saying, even right now with 50 Cent was a little dude. He was a little dude, but he was determined that he wasn't taking no short for nobody. Nobody. Whether we was in the street, when we was on Rikers Island. When we was on Rikers Island as kid, 16, 17 years old, 80, 81, guess what? Everybody used to want to beat the living daylight out of 50 Cent. You know, he used to go by 50 Cent and he used to go by Shamik. Okay? And why they want to beat him up? Because he's a little short dude with a big goatee popping mad trash. Who are you going to beat up? And these cats, like I told you right now, was nah. Long as me and him was together, nobody was touching him. And don't get me wrong, I was just a little taller, probably a little heavier. But the difference is right now is, guess what? You have bigger guys. It doesn't matter about the size, folks. But the difference is, if I love him and I care for him, I got his back, they're going to have to beat both of us up. And the difference, for some reason, guess what? As time went on, I gained the respect of the other, inmates. And guess what? Nobody messed with him. And plus, I had older guys that was down with me. Oh, listen, people already know who's the problem going to be with. But what I'm just trying to say is right now, how did he became the notorious 50 Cent? How did he became Kelvin Martin, get rich or die trying? And the difference is right now, like I say, he made some money. But the difference is, he didn't make, he was nowhere near rich. So the difference is, what did he left his life for? He lost his life for what? The same thing that 1,000 other kids are losing their life for nothing. The same thing, picking up the brick, throwing at that prison wall for absolutely nothing. That's what we doing. We gotta let people know that there are better opportunity. That's we right now is, guess what? We gotta get them to training. We gotta get them to coaching. We gotta give them the roadmap, man. Give them the direction of where they need to go at. How do they get there? It's not easy, but it's not hard. But the difference is, you have to have that desire. You have to have that desire that you want to excel. That's what you have to do. You know what, Muhammad, you're right. The history repeats itself when we are ignorant. Muhammad, you're right. The history repeats itself when we are ignorant. When we are poor, black, Hispanic, or any nationality, no education, you are in real trouble. I say, listen to Black Jimmy Blackston, okay? These young boys didn't have guidance. You know what, you're right. And the difference is right now, whose fault is that? You know what, I can accept responsibility, because when I was out there, guess what? I had a bunch of individuals following me all behind the wrong reason. And even right now, I just had a recent conversation that I put up with my man Kashim. And he was telling me all the stuff that he used to help me do. Miss Louise stayed on Ralph. It's me, Horsey and Hancock. Miss Louise, okay? Brother GLAZE, you ain't never lied. Hey, but what I'm trying to say right now is, guess what, folks? He told me he used to watch. So if he was watching, how many other kids was watching? History repeats itself when we don't address trauma. Hey, you know what, Big Bear season, you're right. When we don't address trauma, and that's the difference. But guess what? We are taught, when our kids step out of line, we are taught to whip their behind. We are taught to beat the snot out of them. Why in the heck should we be beating our prince and our princess? The difference is right now, why can't we, like, you know what, they step out of line, opposed to, we whipping their behind. Why can't we come to them, hey, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take away all your electronic, your cell phone, your Xbox, your Nintendo, PlayStation, whatever they play. I'm gonna take away all your outside privilege. You know what? You wanna go to school fly? Nah, you can't even wear that. You gotta wear these. You gotta wear these old, dirty, whole lips coats. We need you, GLAZE, in all high school teaching knuckleheads, hardhead kids. Hey, fellow co-op, man, get with me, man. You're right. But people do not understand. Like I said, I was once the problem. I was once that sick, lost soul. I was once that individual. I was once that. It's only because of the grace of God right now, I'm sitting up here and it's hot, humid weather, I'm sweating my you-know-what off. But what I'm trying to say right now is this. When you know better, you do better. And the objective is, how do we take the time to start giving back before it's extremely too late? How? How do we do that? And what I'm trying to say right now is this, like, I can't do it by myself. I can't do nothing by myself. One person cannot be a businessman by himself. Right now, imagine me. I'm trying to run a gas station. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to run a gas station, but it's a convenience store and a gas station. So imagine it's only me. Okay, what I gotta do is when people come in, I gotta go ahead, be behind the counter, and take care of all the orders as they ring it up. Then I gotta stock the store. Then I gotta do what? You know what I'm saying? What do I gotta do? I gotta service a customer. I gotta clean up on the outside. I gotta open and close. Folks, one person only can do but so much. When you're trying to do a job that it take 10 and 20 people, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail miserably. That's why they say it take a community to raise a child. That's what people say. It take a community to raise a child. And it does. And it take everybody help. And once again, we can't, well, that's not my child. That's not my child. That's not my little brother. That's not my little sister. That's not, no. We got to get away from that mentality. We got to get away. We have to get away. How do we get away from that? By joining together as a force. You don't have to like me. I don't have to like you. But if you respect me and I respect you, guess what? We would never have a problem. We can take that from down south to up north, to the east, to the west, to anywhere. We can take that to Africa. We can take that to London. We can take that to China. We can take that to Pluto, Jupiter, Mars, Venus. You don't have to like me. I don't have to like you. But if I respect you and you respect me, we will never have any problem. And if we ain't gonna never, we respect one another, we can build together. That's what it's all about. And folks, like I said as I started, today would have been my late friend, Kelvin Martin. Kelvin 50 Cent Martin. It would have been his 57th birthday. He lost his life at 23. He didn't even start to live. He didn't even start to live. Okay? So he always used to have that mindset, get rich or die trying. That years later, Curtis Jackson come along. That name is kind of catchy. Here it is, that motto, get rich or die trying. That's powerful. So what he did is he took it and reinvented the wheel. And you know what? Shout out to Curtis Jackson. Because once again, he doing a hell of a job. And you know what? I'm proud of him. Because here it is, he went through the same thing, the trauma. He almost lost his life. But he bounced back, even when the odds were against him. Now he one of the most powerful person in the music industry, in the film industry. Look what he doing. He got a power hold on power, on stars. Even he had a little hold on ABC for life. Okay? With the Isaac Wright story. Powerful story. Isaac, shout out Isaac Wright Jr. Okay? But once again, look what 50 do. He's able to take nothing and make it into something. Look what he doing with Kanan. All that stuff he's talking about, he going back in the days from the Fat Cat to the Corleys to the Prince to the Preem to Tommy Mickens to all that to Ronnie Bump. You know what I'm saying? Old Man Danny, Pop Freeman. He taking all that Ronnie Bump. He taking all those stories and combining it. You know what I'm saying? He taking all those stories and combining it and he getting paid. See, he's getting rich, but he's not dying trying. He's doing it. And like I told you right now is if he can do it, why can't we? What's the difference between him and us? The difference is this man almost died. He got shot 9 times. He almost died. But yet in still regards to what? He could have laid there. He said he felt the spirit leaving his body, he came back. But the difference is look at him now. You know what I'm saying? Look at him now. That brother getting paper. And that's the difference right now. That's all we have to do. We have to stop that crab in the barrel mentality and stop hating on one another and stop being like my little man Kashin, like on the street taking notes. Well, what he's doing. Everything Curtis Jackson doing right. What he's doing. He did this, he did this, he did this, he did this, he did this. If he can do it, why can't I? I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. Just in case you didn't hear me, I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. If he can do it, I can do it too. And that's the difference. Because it's all about creativity. And you know what, folks? Once you get that start and you want that opportunity and you get that opportunity, run with it. Run with it. But what you have to do is do not be like that crab in the barrel. You know what I'm saying right now is pushing people back down when you have grown up, when you overcome that hurdle. We have to basically take our little snipper, our claw, and pull them out of that barrel. Constantly, one at a time. All of us like having a chain link, claw after claw after claw, pulling each other over that barrel one at a time. You know what I'm saying? That one turned into 10s, that 10s turned into 100, that 100 turned into 1,000, that 1,000 turned into 10,000, that 10,000 turned into 100,000, into millions, into billions. And guess what, folks? We all living. We all living. And you know what? It don't have nothing to do with anything else but respect. But respect. Hey, folks, listen. I got a piece that I'm going to drop tonight. Make sure. Hey, Vicky West, the Green Pool Hall on Ralph Avenue. Ralph, man. Ralph Avenue, man. One of my first stomping ground. Old school. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what was my school? PS5. 720 Hancock Street. Hey, folks, listen. What I want you to do is right now is this. I'm trying to go. I'm trying to grow. And what I want you to do is hit the like button. Share. It's free to subscribe. It's free to subscribe. Hit that red button, subscribe, share. The difference is right now, like I say, hey, look, I was not perfect. I was not perfect. It's nothing perfect about me. Anything that good came out of me came from my late mother, the late Dorothy Gibbs. You know, anything good came from me. And you know what? I had to get the help that I needed to come the person I am today. I hated Glaze. I hated that little bastard. I couldn't stand him. Because of everything that he took me to. He took me through hell and back. He stole 15 years out of my life. No, he stole 15 years out of my life. Mr. Kaplan, that school went to the old school principal named Mr. Kaplan. Wow. Hey, folks, Glaze stole 15 years out of my life. And you know what? Like I said right now, I had to go through it, to go through it. You know what I'm saying? Through the trials and tribulations, through the penal. And get help, get medication, get diagnosed. And you know what, like I told you right now, is guess what? Like I say, I hated Glaze. But you know what? On this day, and what would have been my late comrade, my brother, Kelvin 50 Cent Martin, I can honestly say, Brian Glaze Gibbs, I love me some me. I love me some me. But it's been a long time coming, folks. I went through hell and back. And you know what? Sometime right now, when we deal with adversity, what do we do with adversity? Sometimes people can't handle pressure. If pressure bust pipe and if pressure bust pipes, imagine what it do to flesh and bones. Imagine, folks. Hey, listen, hit the like button. Follow me. Hey, to get your signed copy of my book, the Brian Glaze Gibbs book, a true story of crack, money, murder, redemption. Email me, Brian. Brian Gibbs, Gibbs 1201 at yahoo.com. You probably know my father, God bless his soul, his name was Rabbit. That sound familiar, I can tell by the intensity in the way you talk, you was a fool way back then. You just channel your energy. You're right, I was. Eric B like this, okay, Glaze, what's up? Quick question. What's the one thing you regret the most? Hey, Johnny Blaze, the one thing I regret the most, getting caught up into that criminal street life in the first place. How old was 50 Cent when he died? He was 23 years old. 50 was 23 years old. You know what I'm saying? $50 was 23 years old. So right now, he didn't even start to live. But yet and still regards what? Look how he died 34 years ago. But look how the rapper how the rapper took his name, you know what I'm saying, 50 Cent, because it was catchy. And then right now, he took his whole motto, get rich or die trying. And the only thing different is, here it is, Kelvin Martin started that vision, okay? Then Curtis Jackson came along years later, and he incorporated. He took that name, 50 Cent. He took that name. And when he took that name, he was able to follow that motto, get rich or die trying. He tried it illegally on a small scale, but look at him now. Look at him now. King Tut ever ran into 50. Yeah, King Tut, like I told you right now, King Tut, he knew 50. You know what I'm saying? He knew 50 well. What advice can you give to someone for them to start learning how to love themselves the way you love Glaze now? You know what, like I told you right now, you got to take your time, man. You got to spend some quality time with yourself. You know 1987 is the year that he died. What you have to do is you got to spend quality time with yourself, man. And you got to start asking yourself quality question: who I am, what am I, what is my purpose? The two most important days of our life is the day we are born and the day that we figure out why. Okay? The two most important days of our life is the day that we are born and the day that we'll figure out why. And listen, folks, hit the like button, subscribe. Also, 9 o'clock, I got a premiere. I got a little piece dropping in regards to 50 Cent. Listen, folks, thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. And like I say, don't take the words that are coming out of my mouth for granted, because it's not for granted. One love, peace, love, and prosperity.